Okay.
Have you recovered from the Taylor Swift incident?
Will I ever recover?
Yeah, that's the better question.
I am a changed human.
Wild Til 9!
You ready?
Yep, let's go home. We good. Oh, were you good with how you looked?
Mm-hmm.
All right, good.
I love how I look.
Good, good.
As you should. And with that, today joining us, we have Cassey Ho, the reigning Pilates queen who has turned her love for fitness, fashion, and community into a true empire. She is a top creator, a fitness fashion innovator that I personally admire so much, and the founder of blogilates and Popflex. I'm so excited to be here. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I texted you this earlier, but our brains right now are just 100% Cassey blogilates Popflex right now.
True.
Wow.
Because of the prep. And so we have so much to talk about. I've learned so much about you. Between the crack cookies that you sold in high school. You're a super taster.
I am a super taster.
And there's just so much to talk about. Obviously, those are the two most important things.
those are the most important things. Crack cookies and super taster.
1 and 2 on the docket for today.
Exactly. But to start, I feel like this is one of the most topical things.
Okay.
Have you recovered from the Taylor Swift incident?
Will I ever recover?
Yeah, that's
I am
the better question.
I am a changed human. First of all, I have been a Taylor fan since 2006.
Oh, so you're an OG
teardrops
Swiftie.
on my guitar, full on, before the word Swiftie was even a thing.
Wow.
And actually my own personal goal in my dreams was to have Taylor one day wear a Popflex.
Oh my God.
I actually had in my head, I thought it was going to be our jumpsuit.
Oh.
So it was a complete surprise that Friday night on April 19th when Tortured Poets just came out. I was literally getting my hair dyed, and then Sam's trying to write me, but my phone's off because it's Friday night and I'm not going to look at Slack. And then he's like, you need to go check DMs. You need to go check everything. And then there was crazy messages Taylor's wearing a skirt. Taylor's wearing a skirt. I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, hold on. Your husband notified you on Slack?
That's
yes. Slack.
We went right. So you're telling me the coolest thing that has ever happened to anybody
Slack.
was a Slack notification.
Slack, text, and also phone call. All of it.
Okay,
He tried
got it.
all methods.
Yeah.
All methods.
But the fact that the one that got through to you was Slack is amazing.
No, that's the one that didn't work because
that
she was
was
like,
it.
I'm checking it's
nothing
Friday
worked.
night.
Okay, Slack.
Yeah.
Okay, Slack's off.
My phone is
Got
on
it.
Do Not Disturb constantly.
But
Is yours?
By the way, yes. But
His is,
honestly,
yes.
I love that he went to Slack first.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't know where he went first. He just went everywhere.
That's amazing.
As he
You
should.
need to see this.
As he should.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, I couldn't even move. There was no scream. There was just death.
Yeah.
A good death.
Right.
Yeah, just couldn't move, couldn't think. After Sam picked me up from my hair appointment, we went to Target because we were going to go to Target anyway to get the Tortured Poets
As one does.
The exclusive.
disc, yeah. And then we just sat in the parking lot, just kind of
Glaze.
glazed. What do you do when
Right.
your favorite idol in the entire world is wearing your skirt? What?
No, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
And people love Taylor Swift.
Mm-hmm.
Her fans trust her. And to have, honestly, to me, she's the #1 influencer and positive influencer.
She truly can move mountains.
She can move.
It's wild.
And so it was wild. That day, we had our highest sales day of the year.
I was gonna
Our
ask.
second
So
highest sales day ever.
So you check the DMs, you check the sale.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay, so immediately the lilac skirt sells out.
Of course.
And then I start getting DMs that, oh my gosh, there is a
the
lyric that
the lyric,
says
the lavender.
lilac skirt that fits me like skin.
Yes.
So then I'm extra dying.
Right.
So we sell out of a few hundred units immediately, in a few minutes. And then up till today, I think we have over 10,000 pre-orders for it, which is insane. Just for that one color. So yeah, we sold out all the other colors in that pure wet skirt around it. But man, that just, and it's not even it's not the sales. It's it's exciting to me. I don't know.
It's
money,
a milestone.
units. Those are it's it's a game. It doesn't, it's not the money that gets me excited, but it's the fact that Taylor is so about creating original content and making sure that no one steals her work as an artist. And
that is very aligned with
And because that is my patented pirouette score, and it's been ripped off by Shein, like a million Amazon vendors and stuff. The fact that she decided to back the original artist just means so much to
and
me.
it's not the knockoff.
It's not the knockoff.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I could have never imagined that this was going to happen.
Oh,
I had no idea.
God. Did you and her team ever connect about anything?
No.
Oh my God.
No. So like in, what year is this? I forget. It was like 2014, 15, something like that. Anyway, I was at the 1989 Secret Sessions. That's because I had listened to the Red album. And I was going through like intense heartbreak at the time. So this is not what I normally do, but I uploaded a YouTube video where I'm like singing along to the lyrics. Like, I am not a singer. Ew, like, don't watch it. And so I think her PR team saw it, and then they invited me to her secret session in LA.
Okay.
So I had contact with Taylor at that point, but like as a fan, full on just a fan, was in a room with like 30 people in her house in LA, Grammys on the wall. Like, it was
I remember
crazy.
seeing photos of this.
Yeah, and then she made us cookies. We met her cats. It was like amazing.
That's
and
so
like
sweet.
I just couldn't even believe it. But like some people were like, "Oh, like did you send it to her? Did you like?" No, I don't have contact
Like
with
she went
Taylor.
on your website and she said, "This is my size," and she ordered it.
She ordered it.
Like a normal person.
Like a normal person. And so, okay, here's the crazy thing. So she wore that on the, what was it called? It was the Fortnite challenge on YouTube Shorts. And then the next, and I was flying high. I was like, I have peaked. Like, this is
Right.
it.
What could be above this?
What, okay, literally the next week she releases another YouTube short, and she's wearing 4 more Popflex items.
4 more? I thought I saw one that she was wearing something else. 4 more?
Okay, so it was the black twirl skirt. The pirouette skirt again. And we can't tell what color it is because it's all black and white.
Yeah.
The crisscross short with pockets, and then the corset bra.
Oh my God. Also the corset bra. My God. One
for
of
the boobs.
What the boobs.
So
oh my
good
God.
for the boobs.
So good for the boobs. My boobs have never looked so good in my entire
So
life.
good. I
So
finally
good
have
for the
cleavage.
Yeah. No, truly.
Really.
It's created cleavage.
It truly has.
Yeah. That's wild though. She's a fan.
I still can't believe it.
She's a fan. I feel like that's in stone.
You either
now.
have to
She's
be like,
a fan.
like, you have to either be the guy she broke up with or make really, really cool shit to make it into a song.
Or be Charlie Puth.
Or be Charlie Puth.
Or be Charlie Puth. And you were not Charlie Puth.
I was not Charlie Puth.
Yes.
I was the
But
other
like,
one. Yeah.
Is it
That's
even better?
amazing.
It's crazy. It's just, I can't believe how lucky I am.
Yeah. I never even thought about the like how much the supporting the originals aligned with like how hard you've gone and how passionate you are about getting like the trademarks and the patents for your original products, because you've dealt with so much of like the copying and the dupes.
No, like just last week alone, there were 25 dupes of the pirouette skirt on Amazon. And I think that was just Amazon, not even like the rando websites and the TikTok shop.
The TikTok shop is crazy.
It's wild.
I mean, above all, like obviously you're handling it like a pro business-wise, like getting the credit that you deserve. But I guess like overall, like in the big picture, it's such a complex. You know, you have a product that's crushing it and that is so well received by people. They love it. And they're like, oh, how do we make a version of this?
Totally.
Obviously, that's not the right thing to do.
Right.
But like big picture, I guess it's a compliment a little bit.
It is, but I also feel like, okay, so people like tried to make me feel better because I am truly, because I'm sensitive, I'm artistic, so I'm like emotional. It just goes along with being me.
You have feelings.
And so I feel a lot and I just feel robbed and all this stuff. So anyway, like, you know, friends will reach out and be like, you know, you just got to think about it. It's like imitation is like the highest form of flattery, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I don't know. There's like, it's not even imitation. It's straight up like plagiarism. It's like,
It is.
Stealing.
I'm trying to feel complimented, but it just feels like thievery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I because it's like, it's your baby. Like that's your design.
And like before, when I designed it a few years ago, I literally told Sam, my husband, that Shein's going to take this. And of course, 3 months after it releases, Shein took it. Like I knew that going into it because I had never seen anything like it before.
Right.
Now, like when you search your name, are the fakes coming up? Like if I went to look for your stuff on, like if I went to look for you on a site that you don't sell anything on, is it going to come up?
Yeah. If you type in pirouette skirt or blogilates skirt, Popflex skirt, you'll find it on Temu, AliExpress, like using our model photos
but like
with head cut off.
but somebody's
the
grandma.
most like fuck thing too is that when they steal the photos,
I mean,
it's like that's just straight up plagiarism and stealing.
I almost appreciate that. You just don't even care that you're just breaking the law.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
no, they
got
don't
it.
care. And
Right.
because a lot of these third-party sellers are from China or overseas, like these laws don't really,
don't.
what am I
They
going to do?
don't.
Sue them? They're going to start like a new account and just put it, which is exactly what happened.
Right.
They'll call it like Halarka and then just started new brands.
Well, the crazy thing with Halara is that not only are they copying certain designs, they're also copying the style of filming. Like they will hire models, similar body type, put them in a bedroom that kind of looks like mine, film it from the same angle. Like I know how I film these things.
Yeah.
And fans will literally ask me like, hey, is Halara a sub-brand of yours? Like it's reached that level of confusion.
That's the thing that like, can you imagine like someone's grandma, someone's aunt goes and buys, they buy what they asked for that shows up. It doesn't, it looks close enough. So people think it is yours, but it's not. They have a terrible experience.
Yeah.
They think your stuff sucks when that's just not the case.
Exactly.
Like that's the thing that really upset me. It's like, it's worse. It's obviously bad in the first place, but then like it even gets worse.
Oh, it's gotten even worse. I don't know if you saw this video, but this was the worst thing that happened. I was browsing one of these Amazon listings with the e-com photos that came from my website. Then I see stolen customer reviews from my website on the bottom of the Amazon listing. And they're just photoshopping the colors on them and it's weird. And then I keep scrolling and there's my embedded video, which is already bad, like from TikTok or YouTube. And I play it and they replaced my face.
Yes, they AI'd your face.
They AI'd my face, but kept my body in the house and everything. It was the most violating thing I've ever like seen. I know that's not like that. I've had friends who have much worse happen to them. But,
totally.
But still, the first time being like, wait, what?
No, but it's still your body. Yeah. It's everything of your likeness.
It just, you just like, they gave me like lip fillers and made my face white, basically. It was so weird.
Oh my God, I hate that. That's so icky.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're taking all of like the precautions and like legal paths that you're able to, because is it difficult?
It's really difficult. First of all, it's really expensive.
Yeah.
But I believe in fighting for what's mine. Here's the thing. The patent is powerful when I am able to get it, and it will get the Amazon listings down pretty fast.
Oh, good.
Faster than, content copyright infringement, which sometimes gets it taken off. But it's whack-a-mole. So I get it down. They just start a new account. So again, it doesn't matter because they don't have a brand to uphold. Like, okay, so here's the difference between like the Amazon listings and the Shein. Shein, like, okay. We don't like them, but they are trying to have positive PR. Do you remember the whole influencer?
Yeah, the trip they did to the factory.
Right, the factory. So they're trying. So when I write them and fans are like, blasting them on social, they take it off because they don't like that. Who am I tagging on Amazon? It's not Amazon. It's some rando seller.
Yes.
So they just pop up a new listing. And so right now it's just like, I don't have like a counterfeit department team. Like I don't have that. We're just filing reports, every single one. It's like crazy. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it is cool to have a patent.
It's great to have a patent, and it's great that Taylor Swift is wearing yours and not the Shein knockoff.
Well, I was going to ask about the patent side. What can you patent with like design and clothing?
So you can't patent something that is purely functional. This is like a legal question, but basically,
like at the highest level,
on the highest level, because it's a skirt, it has the functionality of the shorts, but there's an artistic aspect, which is like this tiered mesh thing, and like together it creates a combination that people haven't seen before. But if it was just like a skirt without the shorts, a skirt without the shorts, then you couldn't have that.
I own the patent to the skirt. That's mine. Yeah, can you imagine like owning something like that broad?
Right.
It's interesting. Like sometimes when things are like super artistic, for example, like graphic design, right? That is easily copyrightable. But you can't really do that with fashion. It's like, I'm still learning so much.
No, so we actually have a choreographer friend, Kyle Hanagami.
Oh, his case was so interesting.
So interesting. And so it's like a similar situation where he's really fighting for like his right to like own his choreo, in which he should, because it's a combination of artistic decisions and movements. Yeah. And like he's had Fortnites just like rip off and steal like, these combinations that are not just like one little like
Oh, so that's like
whatever that move is.
For sure. Whatever this is. Yeah. Well, he think he is using the same legal team. Like from the same.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, no, so they're like sharks.
down to fight for the cause. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Okay, so you have, in listening to so many other podcast interviews you've done, you have such a crazy journey. So we put together a bit of a timeline.
Wow.
To try and like, because there's just no possible way you could touch on everything.
Oh my God, I see it. Yeah. you literally made a timeline.
We made a Cassey Ho timeline. So let's start at the beginning. We'll go through all of it. We'll zoom through it, and then we'll circle back on pieces so we can start somewhere, because I just feel like there's so much about you, and like I don't know how to possibly summarize all of it.
Okay, first of all, thank you, because this might help me. Honestly, when people tell me like, hey, can you tell me about your, like how you got started? Like I mess up every time.
Where do you start?
Well, I don't know where to start.
There's so much.
And then like things are happening at the same time.
Yes.
So it's really hard to intertwine that in words.
Yes. You've also
So,
just
thank
accomplished
you.
so much in so many different like realms and spaces and industries. Like at one point I was like, I don't know, like maybe let's take the Bali retreat off of here because like that's so cool. But like, how do we even have time to get to that? Like, okay, so 1987, Cassey Ho, born January 16th.
Part of the
in Los
9-part
Angeles.
series.
I know, exactly.
Correct.
We're zooming all the way forward to 2009. I feel like, Cassey, you should read this because this is your life.
I should read it?
Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
the whole thing. Okay, Cassey graduated.
Why would she read this? Hold on.
Jeremy, you read it.
Okay.
You read it. You read it.
Cassey graduates from Whittier College with a degree in biology. Wow, congrats. While in college, Cassey begins teaching Pilates. I loved when just like listening to things like the whole grind of like teaching Pilates, and so much from what you like learned is just like a product that was interesting to half the class. You're like, I wonder if that's interesting to somebody else too. Like the interest or the things that were so natural. So when you started teaching Pilates to me, like I just loved hearing how much you enjoyed learning from your clients.
Oh, always. I mean, even today, like that is really like one of the like hearts and souls of what I do.
No, it's really cool.
100%. I think like one of my favorite things about the way you design, and I feel like this is kind of like your like mantra, is that you design based on solving problems and also listening to your community feedback. Like you always highlight the comment that inspired, you know, a new change or a suggestion. And I feel like that must make the community feel so involved.
So involved. And then sometimes they really take advantage of it.
You're like, back it up, too much control.
Literally, like I appreciate like, you know, like, hey,
suggestions.
can we like do something a little bit longer? Like, but not like, hey, I don't look good in this color, so make it in this Pantone blue with cutouts on the side with like a 5-inch inseam. Like,
The problem is that like
personal tailoring.
you also like can't make something that every single person is
I can
like you
never.
can't, you just can't satisfy the 100%. It's impossible.
Also, if you begin to do that, you begin to lose your backbone and your
Yes.
personality. So of course, like I love the comments and I understand a lot of where these women are coming from, but I have to make sure that at the end of the day, I still want to wear it too.
Yeah.
That's
100%.
really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we do merch, I'm like, what do I want to wear?
No, 100%.
What do I like?
Because you're going to be the one like talking about it. You have to be proud of it. Yeah.
Totally. Okay, we're still in 2009. Cassey decides to move to Boston for a job as a fashion buyer. She uploads a few YouTube videos for teaching of her teaching Pilates classes for students to use while you're away.
But another problem that was solved.
What?
Like you started making YouTube videos to solve a problem. It wasn't like you're like, oh, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. It's like, oh, you guys miss me. Okay, no, I'll make a video. That way you guys can like, it was so natural. Like it felt like well, of course that's what you did. Like they needed to see some information. So she made it.
And that year, YouTube was such a different landscape.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
2009, there wasn't like, you know, campaigns and ads. There was no making money.
There was no making money.
Right.
It was just kind of like weird people on the internet sharing vids.
Lot of
like
cats.
that's a lot of cats, lots of rainbows, like double rainbows and things. Yeah, that's it. And so it was a different intention
Yeah.
when
Yes.
the old YouTubers started back
It didn't need to be professionally, I feel
No.
like, polished.
Right. And I mean, these days, like, which is cool, like, you know, I want to be an influencer. I want to be a YouTuber. Like, that didn't start happening, I feel, until like, I don't know, 2016 or something.
I totally
right?
agree. Like
Yeah.
the intention of like people getting into the space was totally different. I feel like it's been so jaded by people chasing the money
Chasing the money.
and the paycheck that comes along with being a big time successful influencer. Yeah.
Fully agree. And you can tell how the content comes out or how genuine it is.
100%.
You can so tell.
You can so tell. Okay, 2010, 9 months after moving to Boston, Cassey quits her fashion job. Oh, gorgeous. Yoga bag is featured in Shape magazine.
Okay, but we've lost some context
Yeah,
here.
but we have,
Yeah. So everyone I feel like my recent discovery of all these like niche ideas, I'm like, wow, that's so cool. Okay, by featured in Shape magazine.
Yeah. How did that happen?
I mean, you don't need to retell that story.
Okay.
I will synopsis. I'm sure I'll do a poor job of it, but like,
Give it a shot. Give it your best shot. Let's see how the research was.
No, but like in your how do I get this in front of people? Like I'll just send it to magazines and see how it goes. When you said you answered a question and someone said something effective like, how did you know where to send it? Or this and that, you're like, well, you just look in the magazine.
For the address.
It literally says.
And it says the address. But like,
literally says.
I heard that answer and I was like, well, how did you know how to do this? You just figured it out. Like you just did it.
Just do it.
And like, and like,
That's
and in the same way, it's like featured in Shape. It just was featured in Shape magazine. It's because like you physically sent these product to a bunch of different magazines, hoping that someone would even like give it the time of day.
Well, yeah. And like back then, like I didn't have that many bags. Each one was like gold to me.
Yeah.
And so I sent out 3 bags.
Even just paying for extra shipping.
Yeah. It's
to
a
get
lot.
it there.
Yeah.
Wait, you did 3 magazines?
No. 3 bags, 3 magazines.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
But
enough
one,
for.
33%
one out of 3,
success?
that's pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, success
That's pretty
rate.
good. Well, you know.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I actually never thought of that.
You probably picked the right magazines to send it to.
Well, yeah, I knew it had to be like a fitness type. There's like Shape, Women's Health, like fitness magazine.
Yeah, well, shout out Shape.
Yeah.
Love
so
Shape.
the context of this here is I feel like you can shine some more light on it. Is that like, how did you get from being the fashion buyer to having the Oh Gorgeous bag in Shape magazine? Like fill us in on the in between there.
Okay, so like I actually never made it to fashion buyer. I was in a training program to be a fashion buyer. And so first they start you out as an allocation analyst, which means, oh my God, I'm so bad at this, you guys. Yeah. You like kind of like look at what's happening in certain regions and based on, sales and like turn of product and things like that, you choose like, okay, 100 red sweaters should go here in the fall, la, la, la. I'm really bad at that. I was so bad at my job.
But also, that's like a job you don't want to have forever. Like that's a job that like you would like. I can't imagine someone who's a really good fashion buyer misses the days where they were an allocation analyst.
Well, I don't. What I didn't realize is how numerical fashion buying actually is.
What do you mean?
I thought it
100%.
was super glamorous.
Yeah.
And
It feels like statistics.
Yeah, and you're actually able only to make decisions based on historical context, historical data, which is kind of sad because how do you predict the future if you're just working on history?
Oh, you're so right. Like, also, how are you ever going to get ahead of any trend if you're only basing your decisions on the past?
You won't.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas with fashion, you're like creating and designing. Anyway, so that was that. But what was the question? I forget.
Third question.
What was the question?
Just like, so in between, so you're doing Pilates, you design the bag because you're like, how do I solve this like gap in the market for something that I know that I need, that other women most likely need. You made the first bag. Also, how did you choose Oh Gorgeous? I love the different brand names that have evolved across the journey of your career.
Okay, this is like, at the time iPhone had just come out with like, the lowercase I and phone. I was like, oh, instead of an I, I'm going to do an O and like be so cool. And I love gorgeous. So like, oh, gorgeous. But then everyone just thinks it's Irish. It's so
gorgeous?
sad. Like, oh, gorgeous.
Oh, gorgeous.
Like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
Okay, well, some people just were like, oh, gorgeous. They add like an apostrophe and make it all Irish.
Oh, or like O'Callahan. Oh, gorgeous.
Exactly. O'Callahan. Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I mean, that's like our parent company now, but it's like nowhere else.
I love that it's
cool,
still a piece of the history, though, that sits at the top of all of like the umbrella.
Oddly enough, a very important entity.
The O makes me cringe a little sometimes.
No, I love it. I also feel like in going back to you saying like, I just did it. Like I just figured it out. I just did it. Like,
you just do it.
You went and found, because was this the manufacturer that you found in downtown LA for this bag?
So what happened was I used to go to downtown LA in the fashion district. I'm sure you've been, right? Yeah. There's just lots of cheap fabric. And so I bought closeout fabric, put together my first bag. And then, because after the students liked it, then I went to go find the manufacturer in Oakland because my parents live in the Bay Area. So I went back for the summer and I was trying to figure it out. And this is another one of those, like, how do you find a manufacturer? I had no idea. At this time, I literally went through the physical yellow pages.
That's right. The yellow pages.
So for the kids at home.
For the kids at home, for the Gen Zs. We basically
a stranger used to throw a massive document on your front step every season or so.
It was like 12 inches tall.
Yeah.
And it was like a directory of businesses.
Yeah.
So I looked under like S for sewing. Like literally that's what, and I just kind of called them. And then like this one guy.
And it worked?
Yeah, one guy, like the front of the store was a dry cleaning service.
Okay.
And underneath his store was a little factory.
Oh my God.
And he was willing to take little me in. I was like, okay, I guess I'll help you.
Because how many could you possibly have ordered that first time?
Oh no, it was just like 100.
Right.
That's like nothing for them. Like,
by the way,
and that's a big risk for me.
Well, buying 100 of anything to be made in hopes of selling it could go very poorly.
I could have sold nothing. And these weren't like cheap bags either. I was selling for over $100.
But for him to say, I'll do 100, that's a big time commitment too. So it's like for both sides, a lot of things had to just work.
Right, yeah. And like that was my first time ever, because I didn't go to fashion school. I didn't know what a tech pack was. And I remember just like sketching the bag and like I had a pocket on one side, but I didn't draw the other side. So my first sample came back with one pocket. pocket. I was like, well, no, obviously I want it to be even. And he's like, well, you didn't draw it. And so those were like beginnings of me learning.
Literal. I feel like when you do stuff like that. I know
so literal.
With merch stuff like that too. We've done that, and yeah, it's been a wild ride. What did the first prototype look like when you got the first sample back, minus the pocket missing?
Do you still have it?
Oh, like the first?
Yeah.
I don't know if I have the first. I don't think that I have that, but I have the first good one.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was like this vegan leather bag, very long because it was made to hold a yoga mat with a huge bow. I've always loved bows. That's why you'll always see bows on everything, and like a gold chain. It was like such a glam yoga bag.
I love it.
Fully lined. Like it was so luxurious, like too luxurious actually. They didn't sell
Before
that
its
well.
time.
Honestly, it didn't sell that well.
Oh my God. Okay. So anyway, and then Shape Magazine, and then that was the sign when you were like, okay, I'm gonna full send this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave this analyst job that I hate.
I hated it. Like honestly, I was so bad. I got called in and like my manager read to me everything I did wrong. Like it was like
Oh my God.
it was bad times. That's
awful.
I mean, not only that, but also they would make fun of what I was wearing to work, and they found out I had a YouTube channel, made fun of that. Like it was like
It's giving high
toxic.
school. Yeah.
It's giving high school.
Giving corporate is what it's giving.
Also corporate.
It's just corporate, yeah.
And so I, you know, when the thing happened, when it was in Shape Magazine, I took it as a sign to leave this environment.
Yeah.
And I didn't have income from anything. I just knew I had to get out of here. And so I bought a ticket to China on Friday, left on Sunday, and went to the Canton Fair.
Hold on.
Yeah. This is how
Just
I am.
do it.
I didn't know I'll just buy a ticket to China. That's scary.
Yeah, and I can't, I know I look Chinese, but I can't speak Chinese. I'm Chinese and Vietnamese. And so even the concept of an Asian American in China is really weird for them. So they look at you like there's something wrong.
Right. It's like,
They're like, why don't you speak your mother tongue?
Why don't you speak your mother tongue? Exactly.
Yeah.
So I had to get a translator. Like there's like a lot of things. I was like in my early 20s.
But
just doing things.
Do they, in general, does like the average person that you would interface with respect a woman who looks at least a little bit, if not quite a bit, Asian, or if not Chinese? Like, do they respect you if you can't speak the language?
When I went to the fair, I just asked my questions and they answered me. So what I can tell you, I didn't feel disrespected.
That's good.
Yeah.
Only reason I asked is because like I've worked at companies that are based in Asia before. And like the white guy that doesn't know Chinese, no one's mad at. They're like, it's fine. Like I'll speak your language. But I could feel the tension in the room for the folks that were Americans, but they were obviously from Asia, and they obviously looked like they were from Asia. I could tell there was this like sense of, you don't, I'll speak it for him, but why don't you know?
Yeah, why don't you know?
And it was almost like I wasn't getting this like, it felt like just like blatant, just like judgment for it. And like a lot of other people were.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe because it was just me and then my translator. So there's no one to compare us to.
Yeah.
And like
in our
at least
unit.
you showed up prepared with a translator
That's
too.
huge.
Like maybe there would have been more frustration or tension if you'd just been like, let's figure this out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
Sorry.
right,
Yeah,
right.
sorry, I can't understand you, but I'm in front of you.
You came, I feel like you came strapped and like ready to do business.
I don't know, man. Like I was just figuring it out. Like I went into like forums and was, how do I find a translator? Like I was like,
right, but like, how do you find a translator? You just search till you find one.
You search till you find one.
By the way, did you find one? The first one work?
Yes, the first one worked, and I think she like helped me like with like how to pay the hotel. Like really was like it was hard times.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's during hard times to go to China, find a translator, talk to business owners that you've never talked to. That's a lot.
Oh, yeah. And then I remember I made a stopover in Hong Kong first, and like I stayed at a hostel, and that was the first time, and it got really sketch, like really sketch, and I got really freaked out and had to run out onto the street in the middle of like the night, like because it's scary to travel as a woman overseas alone in your early 20s.
Yeah.
And I didn't know anything. Like stuff could have happened. Luckily it didn't, but yeah.
Oh
Wow.
my God.
Wow.
Okay, skipping forward, we've got Cassey releases the first ever blogilates merch via Facebook and sells out in minutes.
Turn up Facebook.
Yeah, come on, Facebook.
Facebook fan pages used to be a thing. It was fun. Do you remember?
Yeah, no, community on Facebook used to be so real.
Like I felt like back in the day, I used to meet up with my fans and just like have lunch with them. Like, okay, granted it was a much smaller community, but I just felt safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember the fans were like, hey, we want to wear a shirt that says blogilates on it. And I was like, why do you want to wear my screen name? Like,
right.
My screen name.
And then we had a little design contest. We all picked one together. Then Sam and I screen printed it on a Forever 21 ribbed shirt.
Yes.
And it sold out in minutes. And I was like, oh, okay, there's something more here.
Yeah.
But I really didn't
Your own
realize.
brand being sold too. That's cool.
Yeah, but I just was like, my screen name? Like, that's weird.
So in between that first gorgeous yoga bag and this moment, it was the focus for you doing the blogilates content, or were you also designing other things in that time?
It was blogilates content, and figuring out life post-corporate work.
Right, after you had left Boston.
Yeah. Because I really wasn't sure what was happening. And so I was just making YouTube videos. But also like, wasn't really making money either.
Yeah, because 2011, that's the year I started. And like monetization, not a thing.
Not a thing.
Was it turned on in that year or the next year?
I think 2012 is when it started.
Yeah.
My mom still has my first paycheck where where it's like you had to hit over $100 to like have your payment released from AdSense.
Yeah.
Did they send you a physical check?
Yeah. It might have also been because I was in Canada though. So my payment options might have been different.
Okay, got it.
When I was in Canada.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of
But
checks.
yeah, we still have like the payment slip.
That's cute.
As like a cute little memento.
That's cute. I love that.
Google videos.
I know, literally. Okay, 2012.
Okay.
You have over 166,000 subscribers. You win multiple fitness creator awards. You're like, wow, did I?
I can't believe you like have these numbers and these dates. This is so professional.
Well, you've just done so much that I was like, how do we structure this? Because we could get stuck talking about one thing for so long. And I was like, how do we make the most of this conversation with you? You win all these awards. You're featured in Forbes. How are you feeling at this time about content creation?
I think I was just, I can tell you exactly how I felt. Because 2012 was when I did my bikini fitness competition. And how I felt was really not confident about my body. That's what I remember about 2012. And that was the beginning of a lot of like body stuff going on. Cause so I had done this bikini competition just to like push myself to like see how far I could go and get really lean and like gain some muscle. And for the most part, people were like, wow, you look great. But then after that, I was pretty much left with like a few different types of eating disorders and major body dysmorphia. And so 2012 was the beginning of me gaining weight on camera and people shaming me like crazy. And so that's what I remember about 2012 and for the next like several years.
Isn't it crazy? Like 12 years ago, and you're like, I can tell you exactly how I felt in 2012.
But I like the bodybuilding and like show community. I follow a few different TikTokers who are very much in it. And it's I feel that is echoed across the whole community, that it's hard to manipulate your body for the sake of competition and being so lean and the restricting diets that are so normal in the community as well to like get down to the body fat percentage where when you compete in those, I can't imagine coming out of that without something damaging afterwards.
I literally was scared of fruits and scared
of sugar and carbs.
Yeah, but it's also like you need that. And like, and I had a coach and everything, but I was pretty damaged after that physically with my body and also my mental,
of course.
State. Yeah.
Oh man, it's a tough industry. 2014, Cassey publishes her first book. blogilates reaches over 1.8 million subscribers. Also, the jump in 2 years there, averaging over 8 million views per month. Releases her first activewear collection called Body Pop.
Great name.
What ended up happening there is that after I released Body Pop, which first of all, I didn't even know what I was doing at this point. I was just kind of sick of doing like regular merch because I didn't want to be wearing like Train Insane or Remain the Same on my shirts anyway. I just wasn't feeling it.
That was the era of like the neon and like the
muscle
Train
tees.
Like a Beast and
the neons, motivational tanks everywhere. And so around that time, like tons of Etsy people were copying the shirts. A department store even copied it. And like for sure, like sales were slumping because I was affected. So I really wanted to do something that was for real and go back to my childhood dream of being a fashion designer. And so I tried to design my first collection, and it was really hard times. First of all, I basically knew nothing about fit. Things didn't fit right. My first range, I probably only went from like extra small to extra large, and I got slammed by the body pause community. And also the price point was too high for fans who were used to the $20 shirts, and they were like, "You've left us behind." And it was like emotionally terrible.
Well, I can see that being so difficult because like you would have to put so much thought into the new brand positioning to make that big of a jump for like quality and fit and sizing and cost and.
Well, I guess hearing those are all like big like criticisms. Like it's like you didn't think about me for size. You didn't think about me for price. You didn't think about me for all these things. Knowing what you know now, what of those things were the negative criticism? What were they right about? Like what did you need to learn?
I needed to learn all of it, honestly. No, I mean, they weren't wrong.
Right.
I just hadn't anticipated it. And I hadn't proven myself to them to be a good designer and to know how to solve problems. And at the time, like, you know, I wasn't like adding pockets and doing what I do now.
Right.
And so I get that it was a big jump from a $20 motivational tank to now like, you know, this $56 like cami or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great first launch, but I wasn't gonna give up. And also the reason why we had to change the name is because randomly after we launched this, some company in Korea like was trademarking the name Body Pop under specifically the category Pilates clothes.
Oh
which
my
I
God.
thought was weird. So I was like, you know what? We're just gonna switch real quick.
Yeah.
And
So,
not
you
deal
know,
with that.
not a bad time
Not
to
a
do
bad
a little
time.
repositioning.
A little repositioning. So I think it worked out. It was fine.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
like Pop Pilates is also so I feel like it embodies like how you started and doing Pilates to pop music and all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Okay, 2016 launches her new activewear, Popflex V2, partners with 24-Hour Fitness to license the Pop Pilates method in their gym, which I have taken a class. I've
you
taken a
have?
Pop Pilates at a 24-Hour Fitness before.
Wait, which one?
In my first year in LA, I lived in Hollywood. And so the one that was on Sunset and Vine would have been like the closest cross street.
Okay.
Took a Pop Pilates class there.
Was it okay?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, good.
It was great.
Because sometimes you don't know.
Yeah, no. I've taken some not as good Pilates classes, but that was a great one.
Okay, good. Thank God.
Yeah, no, it was really solid. That is such a so like how again like I know like again like just do it, but like how does a partnership between you and 24-Hour Fitness like how does that happen?
Okay, so at the time I had like a traditional Hollywood agent, and he managed Billy Blanks, Jillian Michaels, all like the big fitness people. He's like, next step, you're gonna have to have your own Zumba, and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want my own Zumba. He's like, you definitely need to have your own Zumba, and I was like. Okay.
You want your own Zumba?
You're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. You're like,
So he got in touch with 24-Hour Fitness, and like we talked, and then he helped set up this certification. And for the most part, it was a good experience, but there was some weird legal stuff that happened in the background. And I got into one of the hugest lawsuits of my life because
that's right.
Did I talk about this somewhere?
You did on Gio and Bart's podcast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty much my agent like was double dipping on both sides and was making money off of like my deal and this other person that he put me in touch with. And then once I wanted out of this relationship because it was bad, the other person sued me and said that they created Pop Pilates.
Which is so crazy because you also owned all of the necessary legal stuff for it.
Is this case closed? Is this done?
This is done.
Okay, great.
This is done.
Gross. Before I say it, this is done. I mean, what the fuck?
No, literally. And when I found this out,
How'd you find it out too?
I was Googling one night because things were feeling real weird.
Yeah.
And I Googled my agent's name and I Googled some stuff. And then I found his name on the paperwork of like the lawsuit on the other side.
Oh, so you're like, bitch?
So I called
Traitor?
him and he's like, no. Like, I swear on the head of my 2 children that like, I am always for you.
Swear on the head
Big
of the,
liar.
of the
Of his
bar
children.
exam.
Of his children.
Like,
Oh my God,
but
the audacity.
Is he still a lawyer?
Oh, no. He's an agent.
Oh, got it. Was he still an agent?
Slimy.
I don't even know where he is.
Good.
Because we tried to serve papers and he was not there. So it was like a whole, it was a whole thing.
I was going to say, when you say you don't know where he is, you don't know where he is.
No, I literally don't know where he is.
So,
I like hate the idea though that you already owned all the necessary trademarks and stuff, and that doesn't make you bulletproof. I hate that you can just sue anyone at any time for anything.
And you have to prove that you're innocent.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing that's happening even with all these dupes. Like, it's so easy for these people to steal your content, put it up as an ad on TikTok Shop or whatever, and then I have to do all the work to take it down.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it is.
You have to be the one that's like prosecuting all of them.
Reporting. Yeah.
like the burden is 100% on you,
It's on the
despite the
victim.
fact that you went through the steps to get it clear. It'd be one thing if you're like, you know what, we're not going to get anything registered. We're not going to protect anything. We're not buying insurance. We'll just do it. But you're not doing that. And then it's like, it's obviously it's a good thing you did all the hard work, but like that sucks.
I rember going to like my first deposition and everything, and like I put on like a white sweater for like purity, you know, like truth. But I was in a room full of men just like asking me questions like I was a criminal. It was crazy.
That's awful.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Did you come away from that experience like in a better place, or did that one, was that more of a learning?
Let me tell you, I thought that this agent was going to officiate our wedding. We were so close. And after that experience, I lost trust in pretty much everybody.
Right.
I could not trust again.
Right, because if someone is so close to you and such a close partner and friend, someone that you trust stabs you in the back like that, how could you trust someone in the industry again? Yeah.
You can't. It taught me a really big lesson.
I'm sure that's why it's also been so nice to have Sam by your side through all of this.
Well, after that experience, we were like, nope, not working with managers or agents ever again. So we did all our own deals.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see a path where that isn't what comes from this.
At least you learned that early. I mean, super early. Like before you're giving away big percentages to random people that you don't want to work with. So
I mean, there's a reason for everything. It was extremely painful, but it is what it is.
I know. But it sucks when it's just like, you did think that there was a friendship component.
Yeah.
No, I really did.
He's gonna officiate your wedding? That's crazy.
I really wanted him to officiate our wedding. Yeah.
That's wild. Actually, random question about the dupes. Have you ever ordered any of the other products to see what they look like and feel like?
Oh, yeah, totally.
I'm sure they're ass.
Yeah, they're not good. There's like the front seam, like all the fabric's like see-through, and it's not good. Yeah.
And I'm sure it's camel toe central.
It's camel toe central.
I knew
it. But
I
definitely had to buy the first Shein dupe, like just kind of like as a mini trophy. Like, I got duped by Shein. But like that's the only time I ever did it.
Also, it's research. That's research for research purposes.
I just needed to know.
Yeah.
Like, how did they pull that off?
Oh my God, no,
if it showed up and it was actually nice, that would be like almost a bigger problem.
That would be a bigger problem.
That's a bigger problem. You're so right. That's a bigger problem. That's a bigger problem. Like not only is your brand better, like your brand is better, you make things better, like everything is just better. But it's like if they had a product that was like actually not that bad.
Yeah. Well, then you know they're doing some weird shortcut stuff, like for sure. Because I know what it costs to make the product at the raw cost. So if you're selling for less than that, some people are being hurt in this process.
Right.
Like
something is going very awry here.
Very like sketch.
Yes. Okay, so we are now in show. May I get the next date? Thank you so much.
2017, I got this one. Cassey and Sam get engaged.
Yay!
Woo! She collaborates with major brands such as Target and Puma.
Okay, wait. So going back to you and Sam, I didn't realize that you guys were on and off through like some of the years before, like during Boston and then coming back.
Yeah,
I didn't realize you guys were on and off.
I know.
What a wild ride. I love that you were like, I'm lucky that he took me back.
Yes, I know. Okay, so Sam was my first real boyfriend.
Yes.
Let me just backtrack real quick. My mom was very like crazy over my love life. My dad was really crazy over my academic life. And my mom specifically said, you cannot have a boyfriend until second year of college. And
such a specific time frame.
Yeah. And I like had, like a secret boyfriend in high school. And then like when she found out, she forced me to break up with him over the phone while she was listening.
I heard you say that.
Is awful. I know,
and I was just
so insane.
That's one of those things as a kid that I feel like you just feel like, well, you'd like the world to end.
There's nothing more, at that age, there's nothing more embarrassing. That is the most embarrassing thing that could possibly happen. That's awful.
Yeah. So after that happened, I was like, okay, maybe we just don't revisit this topic like for a while. So anyway, Sam was like legitimately met junior year of college.
Wow.
So, but she still didn't accept him. And she kept telling her friends that that's her friend. Like, it must be an Asian mom thing that you're growing up. I don't know if you dealt with that at all. I don't know. My mom's crazy.
We're pretty westernized, I feel like. And we had a whole conversation about this. But
you mentioned something to the effect of like you surfaced that whole, you didn't want me to date until the second year of college thing. And she said, she had never heard of that before?
Sorry, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
She when Sam and I were like got engaged, I was like, kind of lightly bringing it up. And she's like, I don't remember that.
And that's so crazy that would have shaped your entire world.
It shaped my entire world.
Fundamental, like a building block of like what you can and cannot do as a person.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think I said that.
It's like, well, I don't remember that.
She literally said that.
I heard that and I thought to myself, I'm not alone. Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah. So anyway, so because Sam was my first boyfriend, obviously when you're in your, early 20s, like, what else is out there type thing, right? So then I needed to see what else was out there.
You know what? We have so many people that call in like on our relationship advice hotline asking similar questions about like, what if I'm settling, or like what if I just like haven't experienced anything else, so like how do I know? And so I feel like you check that.
Yeah, I mean it really hurt Sam, obviously, and he was like the best. Like when we first started dating, he was like, I'm going to be the best dad. Like he's so loving. He knows exactly what he wants. So I like broke his heart so bad. But my heart was broken millions of times after that. And it
by
made me
shitty men.
Yeah. But it really made me realize that he was the one. And I was watching a YouTube video and some rando girl, I don't know who this person was, and she's like, it's not about who you can live with, it's about who you can't live without.
Yeah.
And during this whole time, while he was dating people and I was dating people, we still kept like calling each other and texting each other. Like,
were you guys neighbors too?
Yeah, at one point I moved back down to LA and he was in Santa Monica and I was in Santa Monica and we would like visit each other. Like we couldn't get rid of each other.
Right.
And so it made me realize how much I needed him.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So I'm really sorry that I broke his heart so many times, but now
the wedding was beautiful. The engagement was amazing. The ring is perfect.
It was perfect.
We love Sam.
We love Sam. Oh yeah.
I can't even imagine. I mean, I had this written down for like a later segment, but like how has it been for you two to balance work and like personal life? Because you guys obviously work so closely together. And so how do you carve out time to maintain just like the health of the relationship?
We just work all the time and we talk about work all the time.
Yeah.
So he's COO and he does all the logistics, all the numbers, all the things I'm really bad at, but he's great at. And, in the beginning we tried to be like, okay, we don't talk about work after this time, but we just found ourselves like feeling like we still wanted to. And
if you're still passionate about it.
Yeah. So we just, I don't know, somehow it is working. And what I think works is that I respect what he's good at and I let him lead his teams his way. He respects what I'm good at. And so we are leading separate teams. And when it comes together and there is a conflict, whoever is the expert in whatever is going on, they get final say.
Right.
And so I think it's about the respect of
trust.
The trust in the other person.
That mutual trust, that mutual respect.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. We've experienced a similar situation because he's much more techie, I'm much more creative. And so we just let the other lead when it makes sense. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Because I know he was your finance tutor, but was he a finance business
Sorry,
major?
what?
He was a finance business major,
Oh.
Looking for a guy in finance.
Oh, very nice. So he would
Jeremy
literally
knows that TikTok song well. I haven't stopped singing it.
Oh my gosh, the
it's in my
G6
head.
version is so good.
Oh my god, the remixes
so good.
It's so good.
I was we were like getting ready for our little party this last weekend, and I was banging that on like the
repeat.
the outdoor sound system. So our neighbors were like, "What the fuck? What's
going on?
Like,
Look at our man.
what?
They're like, I thought Jeremy was 6'2" and in tech.
6'4", but thanks.
I mean 6'4". Oh,
It's fine.
so sorry.
It's fine.
So
You just
sorry.
Cutting inches off.
I am surprised no 6'5" finance blue eyes guy has come out being like, I'm it.
I
It's
saw
me.
one. I saw one.
You did.
I have a guy who's actually 6'5", blue eyes in finance.
I went,
Wow.
a measurement taste. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to see screenshots.
Wait, we didn't get a measuring tape, but he was very tall. But I was like, you are the 6'5".
You are 6'5".
Yeah.
Wow.
Blue eyes.
Someone needs to get on that, like brand deal something hard. I don't know, some
She
finance
apparently
company.
signed to a label.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
That's
What?
odd.
Yeah, she
That's
apparently
odd.
signed to a label. And because I actually saw a video of someone critiquing the decision to do that.
I saw that same video too.
Yes.
That's how I know.
Because they were like, this girl just sold her soul
Yeah.
and she's probably gonna like really fuck herself over in the future because she probably just like signed in advance to like do whatever.
That's the video I saw. Yeah.
Honestly,
wild?
smart for the label.
Yeah,
Smart
they really
for the
capitalize
label.
on that.
Yeah.
She's gonna be the voice on every like DJ, all the DJ, like when they say the hype words and like the ad libs.
So they're not going to use Scarlett Johansson like
anymore. Yeah,
got it.
Anyway,
Cool.
Wow.
Anyway.
I'm curious to see how that plays out.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But Song of the Summer.
Song of the truly though. I'm so glad that you and Sam though, like you guys seem so functional from an outsider's perspective that I'm so glad that it works for you guys. And I think also too, I think you're right. I think being passionate about the brand equally and being equally invested makes a lot of sense that it comes together and is seamless.
But I guess timeline wise, was he always your COO?
I mean,
Basically, right?
Basically, like we didn't have titles
No, I guess-
back in the day, but yeah,
has he
he's
always been doing what he's doing?
He's always been doing like the money stuff, the number
Yeah.
stuff, like the analytics stuff. Yeah, the things
Sometimes
that I
the
don't even.
occasional glitter painting on a t-shirt.
Sometimes the occasional glitter painting.
How was he? Was he pretty good with the
Yeah, he was not bad. It was sellable. It was sellable.
sellable?
Sellable.
Well, I can assure you,
Sellable.
Made the cut.
if I'm making a glitter T-shirt, not sellable.
It's not sellable.
Really?
It's not.
I think.
No, Cassey, you are sitting across from the least, like, just technically, creatively
It's crazy.
competent.
It just doesn't, like, brain does not connect to hand. I've never seen anything like it. It's so wild.
Like,
Being on his Pictionary team.
Yeah.
It's crazy. The disconnect, because he's so intelligent, but
Thanks,
it doesn't come out of his hand properly. It's so wild.
But I also can't visualize like design in my head.
So he can't visualize something that he's never seen before.
Sam's the same way.
Yeah.
No.
That makes sense for like you techie number
those
man.
types.
Yeah, like if you told me to take the car and make it green, but then make the door smaller, and this like in my head, I'm just nodding.
That's wild.
Wow.
I'm nodding.
Yeah.
Like if you told me that, like if you like showed me a skirt and then like talked through what you wanted to do with it differently,
Yeah.
I'm just nodding.
Right, so you could never be like one of those like crime scene sketchers where they draw the face of someone.
When I tell you that, like, if you wanted the worst person in the world for that,
They would never catch a single criminal.
Call me.
They would never catch a single criminal.
like, there's just no connection between these two things at all. And what's worse is though is I can tell how bad I am. It would be one thing if I'm like, I think it's probably fine. I don't think it's fine. I think it's awful.
No, it's happening and he's freaking out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, okay. Well, if you tell me to like add up a bunch of numbers in my head, like I can't.
I don't really
that's
know.
hard.
I wouldn't.
And that's why we have iPhone calculators.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't claim to be good at that either. Yeah.
iPhone calculators. Okay, our next date, we've got 2018. Sarah, Cassey, and married! Yay! Your guys' wedding was beautiful. They had a full-blown carousel at their
We had a carousel.
at their wedding.
Do you know that I originally wanted a tethered hot air balloon, and my wedding planner, who I love her, she was like, Cassey, I would make all your dreams come true, but that is not safe for the guests.
Like just having a
How about a carousel?
Just like flinging in the wind.
Yeah, like take turns and have rides go up and down during the cocktails.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Take
Cassey,
turns on the hot air balloon.
hilarious.
What?
Take turns on the hot air balloon.
Yes, like like 5 go up at a time. I don't know.
I mean, listen, your dream.
Listen, wildest
Your
dream.
dream.
I love it.
It's not up to me. That is an idea.
So then she was like, let's do carousel. And I was like, okay.
Out of curiosity, did you get a quote for that? What does it cost to rent a hot air balloon?
I don't think we even got there because the
Got it.
safety was a concern.
She was
Right.
like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Like the liability insurances that all the vendors would have to have because of the air balloon is probably a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the carousel?
It was so fun.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing with weddings. You guys just had yours. Like, I am always concerned about guests not knowing what to do
Me
during
too.
cocktails.
100%.
Because all these people don't know each other.
Yeah.
So I was like, we for sure need an activity
You need
that's
an
also
activity.
Instagrammable.
Yes.
And back in 2018, it was all about the Instagram. So yeah.
Totally. No, that totally makes
Yeah.
sense. We had like a very interactive photo booth as well too. 'Cause
See,
it's like
you need
have to
that.
give people an activity.
You need to.
Yes.
You need to.
I totally agree.
I can't tell you how many times I've been at a wedding and not knowing what to do for like an hour and a half while we're waiting for them to take the bride and groom to take pictures.
Yeah,
I just feel
that's-
bad for everyone.
But I also think that guests shouldn't have to like guess what they should be doing when they're
Right.
attending an event that is not theirs. Like they shouldn't have to wonder, where should I be? What should I be doing? Like help them.
Exactly. Exactly.
help them.
Help them.
Help them. Help them have a good time. Okay, so 2019, 10-year anniversary
Wow.
of Blogilates launches the Fit Planner. Oh my God, the Fit Planner is huge for you and your community.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit
Yeah,
because
catch us
the
up.
Fit Planner came from an experience where I completely lost myself in 16, 17, 18.
Okay.
It was all the body shaming that was going on, and everyone was saying things like, you're so fat. If you cared about your career, you would try to lose weight. Your Pilates workouts don't work. Like just really terrible stuff.
awful.
And like when you attack my body, that's one thing because I grew up chubby and like, not that I'm used to it, but that's like, it's just terrible. But then when you attach it to my career, that's another level of painful. And so anyway, I started being really scared and not knowing what to post, like on Instagram, on my blog. And every time I said something, somebody would have something to say back. So I ended up just like blogging less, not saying anything anymore. And I felt like I was nobody, like I lost my spine. And so in 2018 and 19, I decided to go on a 90-day journey and just find myself again. And I wanted to find myself through fitness and, get back into working out again, like kind of shed this toxic weight off of me. And I was able to do it in 90 days. I preached I did what I preached, which was eat healthy and work out. But weirdly during this time, because when I was getting bigger physically on YouTube, I gained this body positive community. And also the media was like, Cassey Ho, the body positive fitness influencer, just because I didn't have abs. Like that's why I was body positive. Okay, fine, whatever. But because of that, when I decided to go on my fitness journey, I got all this hate for women telling me that I was a hypocrite and that I was like basically the worst role model for women ever, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I had to drown that out because I needed this journey for me to find myself again. And when I came out of that feeling really good, looking good for myself, everything kind of changed. And the business changed around that time because my confidence was back. It kind of had this like beautiful effect across everything that I did, content-wise, design-wise, everything. And so everything that I did during those 90 days, which was log my food, write how I was feeling, I turned into a journal. So that's what ended up becoming the Fit Planner.
Oh my God. Again, just solving problems for things that you personally need.
Personally, because you have to get it in order to be able to talk about it. And
also
like
make good design decisions to be like, okay, what am I tracking? Like what makes sense that I need to have space for on a physical planner for tracking, for daily tracking?
During that period, was Sam aware that you were going through this in your head, or were you still figuring out?
He is always aware of what's happening. I complain to him a lot.
Good.
He says I need to get a therapist, and I do, but I haven't. So he's my therapist.
I was going to say, it sounds like you have one. His name is Sam.
Yeah.
So
and he does often get annoyed at me.
but you're talking to him about it, and like you're,
yeah. He's very aware of like everything that bothers me.
Right. And you know what though? That's a husband's job.
Absolutely.
That's part of one of the duties of being a partner.
It's fine print, but it's in there.
It's fine print, yeah.
Absolutely fine print.
Yeah.
You actually made a comment about Sam that I loved about how one of like his shining qualities in the partnership between you two is that how he paces you. I love that.
Yeah, I'm a really intense person, like really intense. And he has taught me how to just like feel the moment and like not keep looking forward, but like enjoy this right now.
Yeah.
What a compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like you hear all the time like, oh, they balance me, or like I'm very type A, they're very type B, so like it works. But I hadn't heard that phrasing before. I love that. They pace me.
Yeah. It's almost like he helps you not to have to do more or think more or be something that you shouldn't be in that moment or whatever. Like it almost like makes you the best version of yourself
he
where
does,
you are.
Yeah, he does make me a better version of myself.
That's cool.
For sure.
I have no plan on doing that for Lauren at all.
Here's like a really stupid example, but like when I go to the restaurant, I'm so excited to order food. Like, and when we first started dating, because also my parents like didn't let me like go out, so I didn't know how to order food. Like this is so sad. Anyway, so like he'd be like, let's order, and I looked at the menu, I was like, okay, I want this, this, and this, and then like this is what I want for dessert, and he's like, no, that's not when you dessert. So like that's how he's taught me to pace even in my restaurant ordering.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
If you don't know any better, you need someone to be like, hey, don't do it the way you think you should.
Don't do that.
Here's how to restaurant. Here's restaurant 101.
Yeah.
If you don't know, how are you supposed to know?
How are you supposed to know? Exactly. You gotta learn at some
You need some
point.
help.
Yeah. Okay, 2022 transitions all blogilates content from fitness to Popflex product development.
Yeah.
I loved this decision for you. I feel like it was so great for you to decide to choose, like, just protect your peace.
Yeah.
Because, and not only is like the product development so interesting and so cool and so unique, and no one else is doing that. And it also just like brings the community in. Like it was such a win-win, I feel like, for you to pivot like this.
Okay, so you know, in the YouTube community, we're always talking about being burnt out. Like I feel like that's been a topic at every YouTube creator summit ever. And fitness for me was never meant to be my main thing.
Yeah.
It was working and I did it. And I love working out. Like I still work out every single morning, but it just wasn't me fully. And my content should be an extension of who I am. So I just really felt mentally exhausted teaching the same crunches, double leg lifts over and over again. And like, I just wasn't feeling it. And I remember being at like one of my last shoots I did for a brand and like having to like physically like get out of that shoot because I could not do this anymore.
Right.
And around that same time, I had like a mental breakdown. I cried and I was like, I need to show people what the rest of me is like, what I do 97% of my day. And I was like, I just want to show them some product stuff as a designer. And I feel so grateful that it worked, because what if it didn't work? Right. Because I know a lot of creators who like, they just make the content because they know it brings in the numbers and it is what it is, but they don't love what they do.
Totally.
Like, thank God people wanted to watch the product development stuff. And when the videos go viral, which oftentimes they do, it's kind of wild, it sells out the product immediately. Like it's actually crazy.
It's such a win-win across the board as like a business owner, but also you being a passionate content creator.
Yeah, it's actually, and like I film all my content. I edit all my content. 1 60-second vid takes 10 hours from beginning to end.
Yeah.
But I feel so connected to my content that I don't want anyone else to do it. That's just me and me right now and what I've done since like 2022. But yeah, I really enjoy filming. Doing the short form content made me love editing again.
I feel the same way. I edit all my own short form content as well too, but long form, I'm like, oh, this is too much. It's overwhelming for me. But short form, for some reason, feels like I feel creatively fulfilled for like the bite-sized version of it.
Yeah, it just feels, I don't know, more fun.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's like unique in the sense that like you're so excited about what you do want to talk about that you can spend 10 hours on a minute.
True.
Yes.
Because I spend 1 to 2 years developing a product. By the time it's ready to go out, I'm its mama and I want to tell you all about her.
Right. You're so right.
And it's like after like if you only get a minute to talk.
Yeah.
Right? It's like if I don't if I watch that and like I don't believe you and I don't actually think you care, well, then I wouldn't buy the product.
If your opportunity is a 60-second window, it's got to be perfect.
If you've spent 2 years doing something, I'd like to think that like if I gave you a minute to talk about something you're excited about, like you'd be like, oh, where to begin? Okay. And it's like, I just want to get all this out and really like, I don't know, unique and like very organic way, but also I totally understand why it does help make sales because like if people can understand the process,
why they love the why.
It makes
we have one of the viral TikToks, 22 million views of the leggings. I feel like this is probably not your algorithm on TikTok, Jeremy. So you can experience.
Maybe now it will be.
Yeah, maybe now it will be. Exactly.
37 weeks ago, I attempted to make the perfect legging. Now, I knew it had to have pockets. I wanted it to kill camel toe, to not be sheer when you squat, to not fall down when you run, to not flatten your butt, and also to not pinch you. My design went viral and it completely sold out the legging. But I have to say, I'm so sorry. I quickly realized that this legging was never going to be the perfect legging unless it came in different lengths for girls of different heights. So I put this legging back into development, and I'm so happy to say that based on your comments, this legging now comes in 3 different inseams from extra small to 3X. I kept everything else the same that you guys love. So no front seam, meaning anti-camel toe, a crisscross waistband with no annoying elastic in there to pinch you, and super deep pockets. I want you to pay attention to how the weight of my phone doesn't drag down my leggings after a running session. These pockets are super strong and compressive. This fabric is called Butter Soft, and it's anti-shear and super squat proof. Oh yeah, and V-booties can help lift the booty. Okay, what else did I miss? Oh, the music is so intense.
Yo, that should be played.
Jeremy's like, get me the anti-camel toe crisscross waist.
I didn't realize that I need a pair of the anti-camel toe crisscross.
Absolutely.
That they should play that in every marketing 101 class ever. That was amazing.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad you like that.
No, I
You're
loved
so
it.
impressed. I was like, I can't wait to show this to Jeremy. He's gonna love it.
No, because it's just like it doesn't. You're not selling me anything. You're not selling me why I need a pair of these leggings. It's like, here's why I made these leggings for me. And like, I should be able to answer very quickly whether that applies to me. And if it does, it's like, I'm sure I would keep watching. Like, it just was so easy to understand, oh, this is why they made them the way that they made them. It's not like, oh, we wanted to make a product that was like cute and hopefully it works. It's like, no, like
this is why.
Yeah. Like seeing the water bottle, the phone, and like, I don't know, it's cool. It was
Thank you.
I donated every single pair of flare leggings that were not Popflex. Because I was like,
such an honor.
I'm like so sad when I'm wearing ones that aren't the Popflex. I was like, why do I even have these in my closet? These are not the ones that I want to be wearing. Or like when I like had my Popflex were in the wash and the other ones were the only options. I was like, I hate this. I was like, I don't want this to be an option.
I know what you
Donated
mean.
all of them.
Oh my God, that is such a big deal.
The best leggings.
She's not even lying.
You know that I ride so hard for Popflex.
This is like ultimate. Like you are so cool. Like the fact that you like wear Popflex, like is just so cool.
I feel like
you're
I feel
like it girl material. And
Oh
you're
my
like,
God,
Popflex, like that is so
not
cool.
it girl material, but
yes,
that
you
is
are.
so nice.
What are you even saying? You
No,
obviously
I
are.
have my ballet skirt on today. I have it in 2 colors. I know.
And we're
feel like-
matching with her blue.
I know the blue is such a good.
Love it.
we started taking tennis lessons initially, and you started just like ordering more and more skirts and comfy things or whatever.
Oh my God. Well, also like your PR team that runs like your influencer outreach, they're so sweet.
Oh,
And like you write hand like the handwritten notes all the time too. And then the girls on Instagram who I'm talking with all the time are always so sweet.
well, I mean, we get gifted all the time from brands. Like we know how it is, and I hate when you just get a generic note, handwritten or not. You know this is copy and paste.
yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Just don't even put a note then. Just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
No, you guys do such a great job with it. It is, I mean, and your team keeps me stocked. And so I'm out
Good,
here spreading
good.
the good word.
Thank you. Obviously, anything else you need, you just let me know.
Literally, I walk up to people be like, oh, I love your skirt. And I'm like, look at these pockets. Have you seen my pockets?
Pockets, yes.
Look at my no camel
I feel
toe.
like I could pitch why one might like
Yes.
the skirt at this point just after hearing it. Yeah, look at these pockets.
Pockets. All you say is pockets.
Yeah.
I also
Just
feel
say
like we
pockets.
bonded a long time ago. I remember running into you at a YouTube shoot and you were wearing probably like an early prototype of the cloud hoodies.
Yes, the one that I'm wearing right now. And you really liked it.
And I was like, where is that hoodie from? I know. Early days, I remember.
You always had a good eye. You continue to have a good eye.
You're obsessed.
I know.
You're obsessed. Yeah.
It's the best product.
Yeah, you are.
Truly an honor.
Okay, 2023, Cassey receives 2 patents for the skort and the dress.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Well, the dress was this year.
2024.
Yeah.
This is 2024.
Oh, this is 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll
2023 is when we started the application.
started the application, got it for the skort.
And does it like go through provisional and everything too? Is it the same as all other patents? Like, do you get like a temporary, like, this is probably going to go?
No, you don't get a probably gonna go. You
Oh.
just wait.
Right, okay, got
You
it.
just
Oh my
wait.
God.
Yeah.
Because usually
spend
they
the
issue
months.
like a provisional patent for like a while. Yeah,
You don't get
just
that.
Get it.
I just say like on our website, we'll put like this is patent pending, but you could totally not get it. You could
Right.
totally get rejected.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right.
Wow. So how many patents do you have?
I have 2 right now.
Okay.
There's like, I think 4 or 5 in application mode, and we'll just see what happens. Yeah, I really enjoy the legal side of it and just learning. But unfortunately, fashion law is one of the most gray. And I'm even surprised that I have a design patent because it's supposed to be really hard.
Well, that's great. I feel like hopefully it also like starts paving the path for more of like yours and other small business owners too who are designing like unique pieces.
You know, it's like it can protect me up to a point. And of course, for it to be powerful, you also have to be willing to go to court and, you know, take someone down. And luckily for me, I haven't had to do that yet, but that is a lot of money.
It's so expensive.
Like, would I be willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that? Like, I don't know. Like we'd have to see. But even if you get a patent, it doesn't mean it'll protect you from everything.
No.
It's actually the court of social media that is one of the most powerful. And that's why Shein took down the skirt way before I got the patent because they got a lot of flack from my fans.
I feel like Shein is also in the influencer space and continues to try to improve their brand. So I feel like they care enough to listen to the people.
Well, no, they have enough on the line.
They have something on the line.
Yeah.
Halara doesn't really pay attention.
Right.
But we did get them to take down a dupe of the Pure Wet Skirt with the patent. So on the legal side, they've taken stuff down. But when I was tagging them and stuff, they never took down.
Right.
But yeah, Shein's different because they're trying to rehab
their
rehab their image. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Amazon, of course, like who cares about these 3PL sellers? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, do girls ever like ask you that are like looking to start like companies about this specific side of things? Like,
Oh yeah, I get messages from entrepreneurs or like people trying to patent something. People ask me to start like master classes on it. Like I'm still learning.
but like, there are a bunch of like bros who love to just throw out like jargon on podcasts all the time. But like you don't. And like I can only take so much of that. And it's like I can only imagine if I was someone who saw even a little bit of myself in what you're doing, how like helppful it would be to hear these words come out of your mouth and not just the insufferable 6'5" finance guy.
Blue eyes, trust funds.
Ew. And they're the worst on Threads.
Oh, it makes it
A
an
thread.
unbearable place to be. An unbearable
I'm just
place.
exhausted.
I know. I feel the same way. What's been the Popflex product that was the most surprising for you that you weren't sure how it would be received that ended up, I guess on both sides actually, what's been the most surprisingly well received and like the most surprising that was like not a fave, not a fan fave?
Oh, okay. I'll start with the not a fan fave. So you know how we're in low rise moment?
God, I cannot get us out of low rise moment, please.
Okay, so maybe that's why it bombed.
Oh boy.
So a year ago, I was like, low rise is coming. Let's
Yeah,
do
it
low
is.
rise.
By the
And,
way,
like,
you're probably correct.
literally so much overstock. Nobody wants to buy our low rise shorts. So that bombed. Okay, not doing that again. Still just trying to have a warehouse sale on it.
So if it's you that loves low rise,
It's on sale.
Popflex on sale.
Go
Great
get
price.
it. Personally, I like it because I pull them up high so they look great.
got it. So they look like a mid-rise.
Yeah, they look like a mid-rise. Anyway, something that was surprising for me when we first did our swim launch. This was taking a huge risk because we were an activewear company. Like why am I doing swim? That's like a whole new category.
Sure.
But I love swimwear.
Yeah.
And it just like it's emotional, it's beautiful. And we spent a lot of time designing the first pieces, making sure that the cups really fit your boobs and like the bottoms don't pinch you in weird places. And when we released it, people just ate it up. And it was amazing for me because they trusted us to go from active and leggings to basically just covering your privates on the beach. Like that is a really hard step to take.
Right.
And so that was amazing. And this year is our second swim launch. It did like crazy good. And I'm just like, wow, like, are we like kind of a swimwear brand? You know?
Wait, no, but that makes so much sense.
Totally.
Honestly, like from a consumer perspective, like I think that you just designed so thoughtfully for the female body that I would trust you to cover my coochie and my tatas. I would trust you more than any other brand. And I don't have that much to cover, but it's still something you think about.
Same. No, but like I've had so many struggles with swimwear, and I love swimwear because I have like a really soft middle. So I'm like very conscious about how things lay on my skin.
Me too.
And so I really pay attention to those things because I want to look good.
Yeah. But I feel like that's why people trust you because like you're thinking, you're just so thoughtful about the female body.
Yeah, no, for real. Because I mean, good and bad, but I'm just so conscious of what I look like. And so I get it.
I know. I think that's good. That's good. That's a net positive for the world. Like you caring, I feel like about like how it looks on you as a person is not the same as someone who's going to try and think about, okay, what's a swimsuit that would look cute on a website? And like that like will like look very cute, will like be like easily received. It's like you're like actually thinking about how it's going to look on you. That's huge, but also like makes perfect sense.
I agree. I totally agree.
I also feel like if you can find a brand that you know it fits your body, like I know for me, there are certain things in like Lululemon that just like I'll just order 3 of because I know that's the one that fits me. But like I really get like frustrated when it doesn't apply across the brand, and like I just get a bunch of like crap.
Well, that's why like at the beginning of Popflex in 2016, and I didn't understand that, our sizing kept changing and sales were going down and we almost died in 2018. Yeah. I like lost, like all my fans lost trust in the brand.
Right. That was Body Pop?
No, actually, that was Popflex.
Oh, that was Popflex.
No,
it's okay. Humble beginnings.
It was really hard to gain people's trust back. Yeah, when you've done that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But done that, it's like you didn't know. You didn't know.
You didn't know. But no, now I have this amazing technical design team. A lot of them are from Spanx and Reebok, and they really understand the body. And I learn so much from them every single day. And when we are having fittings, it's a size small fit model and a 1X trying on the sample at the same time. We spend like sometimes years in development. And that's why everything fits so well. And like when it came to swim, this year we're going up to G cup. Like that's very unconventional. We had girls of every single cup size come in, every single torso length come in so we could test everything. So by the time it gets to the consumer, we've already tested it and we know it's good. But a lot of brands, what they do is they'll just have one fit model, like a size small, and they'll just grade it up and down by percentages. Like, okay, I guess this is how much the waist grows or how much the butt grows.
The butt grows,
That's why sometimes when you try on stuff, it's like not quite right. It's because it was never fit on a human person.
Like the whole idea of like larger sizes, like as a tall person, the fact that like inseam, it correlates with your waist. That's just not like the case.
What about the tall skinny guys? What about the tall skinny Jeremy?
I mean, like, my pant size doesn't exist. Like I have a 36-inch inseam and like a 32 or 33-inch waist. Doesn't exist. Like they're not part. Like no one makes 32, 36.
Maybe it's time to get into menswear.
Yeah,
for the string bean man.
I've always said if I were to start a company, it would be called Extra Medium, and it would be for everyone who's just in between.
In what world do you think you're extra medium?
Well, I used to be.
XL length.
I used to be like when I was like a teenager. Like things would either be long enough and be this wide, or be not long enough, and like it was like nothing in between.
Right. And so capris, unfortunately, aren't in style.
I appreciate the fact that like you're thinking about that, but also it does make sense because, I mean, companies that make swimsuits that are not like a person attached to that company, it's like no one gets mad at Nike for their like medium. Like not being right. Like you don't get like there's not a person that you can go, why didn't you do this?
Right.
Whereas like
they can with me.
It's like you have a woman's body. You know that this is like you know these things, and like that's probably why the product's good.
How big is your team now?
We have 25 full-time people.
Wow.
Yeah. And we work with like 40 plus contractors like weekly. Like that's what the team is. So it's like it's big for me, but it's tiny compared to what we're outputting.
Right. Yeah. I right. That makes total sense.
Think of how many people at Aloe or
totally. I don't even know.
Stuff.
I don't even know. Yeah. That's why Sam and I are just working all the time. We're just working all the time.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But you found something that you want to do all the time.
I feel so lucky that I get to do what I do. Like this always has been my childhood dream, and the fact that I get to live it and make content around it, like it's just so fun.
I feel like this is a great segue over to kind of like your childhood, and because you speak very openly about the tension that you still have in the relationship with your parents, because your dad very much wanted you to be a doctor, your sister to be a lawyer,
right?
And kind of like that battle that you had to really face to get to where you are now. How are things with your family now?
They're better. They're not perfect, but you know, I in the beginning, my parents were like, "When are you going to go back to school?" and all this kind of stuff. But I think my mom is proud. My dad, I think, because he's always wanted so much control over my success, at times has said something along the lines of, "You're only successful because of me," type things.
How thoughtful.
Yeah. So, you know, there's that.
What do you do with that? How do you understand that?
You don't understand it. You create distance, and
boundaries.
That's not what I wish. I was closer to my parents, but I can't be around that. Yeah. So that's where it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What did I know you mentioned that your sister was the more rebellious of the two. Did she end up going down the lawyer path, or did she find her own path?
No, she did her own thing. She like had a boyfriend before second year of college. Like, she moved in with the guy before they were married. You know, the whole thing. And I was like secretly living with Sam, like, and all that kind of stuff. Like whenever my parents visited, I'd be like, go into the other room, like pretend we're not sleeping in the same bed. You know, like, ew. Like, yeah. No, she's done her own thing too.
That's
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was nice to have her to lean on into in terms of like the pressure from your dad on the academic side.
Yeah, but isn't that weird? Because she's like the younger one.
You know what though? I've heard, Jeremy and I are both only children, so like we don't have much to relate to in terms of like siblings.
Okay.
But I've always heard that the younger sibling has it a little bit easier because the first sibling had all of like the initial pressure to like do it right.
Makes sense. I've seen those TikToks. People talking about that. Yeah.
I was like parents just get tired. They're like, listen, you know, I would have loved
Makes
you
sense.
to not do that thing, but like, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, actually, the way that I think though it's really nice for others to hear because you're so transparent about that. And I feel like I've heard a similar story echoed from other people who have immigrant parents and it's not uncommon.
Yeah. And it's like, I want so much to have a really great relationship with my parents, you know, to be able to call them and be like, how are you? And for them to ask me, how are you? Instead of like, how much money did you make? Like, it's very much like that.
Interesting.
Well, you said your mom's proud, right?
My mom's proud, but she still asks me how much money I make. Like, it's very uncomfortable. Like, this is not, like, I don't, that's not what, I'm not focused. I really am not focused on that. Like, I am focused on creating.
You haven't brought up making money once since we started talking.
I really don't, like, I view all of this, like, views and product selling, all of it as, like, one fun game. And I like winning, but I really don't care about the money. Like, I don't drive, like, a crazy car. In fact, Sam and I share one car. I don't buy designer bags or shoes. Like, I really just like creating. Like, I honestly do. Yeah.
You bring up the whole, you like competing thing. I know that you've like made this differentiation between like sports and competing in business. But like, have you always been competitive outside of business?
In sports, I'm like literally a weenie.
Okay.
Like, okay, this is so weird, but like, okay, first of all, like my dad started training me in tennis at like age 6.
That's right.
And he was a USTA coach. And like, I have so much trauma from tennis. And of course I like was good because when you're trained as a kid, you have skills. And I was on the varsity team for 4 years, tennis captain for 3 years, but I hated every moment of it because I kind of was forced into it.
Right.
And my coach would yell at me, my dad would yell at me. And like, even now I don't play tennis for many reasons, but if I'm not hitting the perfect ball, I literally hate myself.
Right.
Like I hear those like, you need to bend your knees, you need to like, you know, pronate your wrist, like all this kind of stuff. So in sports, I remember on game day, I would just like be the worst version of myself and dink the ball over. And my coach would be like, what are you doing? And I was like,
pick a ball might be for you.
Might be for me.
You sound like a pickleball.
You sound like
So in sports, I prefer to just not do it. But in business, I don't know, there's something else because there's no rules.
Because like you weren't doing business as a kid, right? So like,
I was.
Oh, you were?
The crack cookies.
Oh, okay.
She was rolling up mixed chocolate, selling it in foil. She had cookies.
Right.
Yeah.
I was selling
Was that the first foyer or?
That was I didn't even know what a business was. And I just because I don't eat chocolate. I'm a super taster. It's very bitter for me. So I just melted my Halloween candy and turned them into little balls, put them in foil, had my friends try it, and then they liked it. So then I started charging them. That's how it started. Then it turned into cookies with buttercream inside and became a whole high school enterprise. And I had other students under me selling.
An MLM.
It was so MLM that paid in cookies. So that was all that. But the competitive part, you know what it is? Sports have very specific rules, and I hate rules. And I feel like in business, as long as you're not legally doing something criminal, there's no rules. So I love getting creative and just thinking outside of the box.
Yes.
That's why
just that.
No, but some people don't feel comfortable without rules. It's I
hate rules.
I need to see and
I hate rules.
I don't think anyone's ever said anything that resonates with me more. Couldn't agree. Why do we do it this way? Well, that's the way we do it. Why?
Why?
I can do it 10 times better and easier this way. I'm going to do it this way. It makes either all the sense or no sense. And I just love the way that you differentiate that. And also the fact that you're calling it out. It's not all competition. It's competition where only the rules that are that actually matter, which are the ones that don't need to be written down, are the ones that we follow.
Or the legal ones.
Right.
Just legal ones.
Just the legal ones.
But those are written down. I don't understand
the
that.
tax ones.
Yeah.
Well, I remember at my first corporate job and my only corporate job, I was stepping outside of the box. It's that's what I do. And I kept getting slapped inside the box, told you're doing this wrong. You can't do that. Why are you doing that? Just for thinking differently.
Right.
And
but trying to probably do your job too. It wasn't you're just I'm just gonna mess up. It's just I was trying to get things
do
done.
this better.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's about stepping on people's toes and you didn't earn the right to be able to do that. What?
Yeah. So what's the future for Popflex look like, do you think?
Ooh, you've already seen it. We're stepping into more lifestyle clothes beyond just activewear. And so you're going to start seeing a little bit more of that. And I have so many designs in the works and I'm just so excited. And I hope I can continue to grow the team with kind people because that for me as a business owner has been the toughest thing. And I'm sure you guys can totally relate. But getting the culture right, I just feel so lucky that it is right now. But back in 17, 18, I literally had panic attacks because my culture wasn't right at work.
How do you evaluate that?
You mean now? How do I do that?
Yeah,
in our hires
use the
for
word
now?
kind, and I love that.
Well, here's the problem with how people are being hired these days. I view it as no one ever got a chance to date each other. And we all of a sudden enter into this marriage. And then if it doesn't work out, then you have to get divorced. And it's nasty for everyone. So what we do is we start people out as contractors. And so they get a chance to see if they like us.
Everybody.
We get a chance to see if we like them. And then if the vibes are there, then we offer a full-time position. So we're allowed a dating period.
Yep.
And so that's how,
great.
That has changed the game for us. And that's why our team now is so good because we got a chance to get to know each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in that first period, what do you look for?
I mean, the fact that you like what you're doing, that you're nice to us, it's not really asking for a
Bar is
lot.
always pretty low. Just being a kind person.
Be nice and then,
don't stab us in the back.
Yeah, and then it's part skill, but it's a lot of part. Do we get along as humans?
Oh, that's so nice.
But it's really respectful. Respect.
100%.
That's to be able to be in a position where it's we want to build more of what we have, which is kindness.
Yeah, and to be completely honest, we've been bootstrapped from the beginning. I don't have investors. I don't plan on having investors because I want to serve the right people who is our audience. And I don't need to have a team of 1,000 people. That's not something that I wish for. I wish to have impact on the world through, innovation and design. But if I can do it with less people, even better. I think that's great.
Totally,
I want to know everyone on the team. I want to have fun with the people on the team. Otherwise, what's the point? Really, what's the point?
Yeah.
Wow, I totally agree. I mean, I feel like that's a great place to wrap this up. Where can people find you and Popflex and Taylor Swift Pirouette skirts?
So I'm blogilates everywhere. And popflexactive.com is where you can find the Taylor Swift scored Cassey's version. And they will be back in a couple months, but you can pre-order now.
That was genius to do the pre-order. It's so good.
Yeah, we had never done that before.
I mean, it makes so much sense.
It does make sense. Otherwise, I think people were like, I need something. Let me just go buy anything. And then they might end up with like a dupe or something like
a Shein or Halara dupe.
Something. Yeah. Amazon, whatever.
Yeah, totally. Well, Cassey, thank you so much for coming. I have been sitting on these questions and I've been like, I'm going to guess a little bit. And this was so much fun.
This was so much fun.
I'm inspired. I'm going to go start my extra medium clothesline.
Your extra medium clothesline.
Yeah.
We're going to work on that. We're going to work on that branding, but we'll workshop that.
XME.
So we're going to workshop that. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
We appreciate
Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah.
This was fun.
So we'll have all of the links for Cassey's everything in the description, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye.